February 1st, 2026, 6:27 p.m. It's pictured John Paul Schlegelmilch, the judge of the 3rd Judicial District Court in Urington, Nevada, and Cardinal Louie Sako, the future Pope at the Vatican, shaking hands with the current Pope Leo XIV, Robert Francis Prevost from Chicago, Illinois in America. And he's controlling the justices in America, and he's backstabbing America, and he's controlling any justices that have given in to bribes or were born into a Jesuit house. And they're inflicting corruption, false charges, embellishing charges, conspiring false evidence planning, remoting into people's desktop computers. Jeremy, 2027 Lonnie Lane, Jeremy Silva, is stuffing. He's got a photo dad on his Nevada personalized license plate. Jeremy Silva has been stuffing nasty, smutty pictures in the neighbors' garbage cans, framing them while their computers are getting remoted into. Robert Francis Prevost has a brother in Florida that met with Donald Trump, and his name is Louie Prevost. This is going to be the Pope elected by 2028 after Pope Leo XIV retires. And he also controls the sheriff of Lyon County. Leo means lion. Brad Pope. Inflicting corruption on the community. I pray they repent. They're both sides of the Democrat Party, the Republican Party are calling for arrests. Just backstabbing American neighbors, you name it. It's corrupt. We repent from abusing government positions. Co-pilot search branding. Pope Alexander. There was an Alexander that was sitting next to Cale Brocklaw on January 5th, 2026. At Judge John Schlegelmilch's 3rd Judicial District Court in Urington, Nevada, Pope Alexander II played a crucial role in supporting William. My name is William Francis Dunn IV. William the Kind. I'm not a Kong. I don't want to live up to you. This would like to have cut and trapped next to the charge. Dude, they're forbidding me from work and being around a woman while those people across the street at 2030, they have 2 high school dropouts or they're flaking a homeschool program. And Nathan Grove, who must have got fingerprinted, vandalized a bathroom up on Riverboat, the park of Dayton Park, where the name of that park is. And this Judge Lorianne Matthias has the same middle name as Julianne Bice across the street, who filed this restraining order on me to begin with and got a Class C felony charge from Stephen Burns Rye. Troy Driver was murdered at Brad Pope's County Jail in Urington, Nevada, and was covered up as a suicide, hanging, when he was probably strangled to death by an inmate, a trustee, because Naomi Irion's father is a diplomat to Ukraine from South America, and that's who got murdered, was Naomi Irion in 2023. And Julianne Bice worked at Walmart, and Naomi Irion was kidnapped at Walmart by Troy Driver. And this judge, Lorianne Matthias, wants the same done to me, wants me in jail the rest of my life. Has the same middle name as Julianne Bice at 2030 Lonnie Lane. Providing papal endorsement that legitimized William's claim to the English throne. Papal support for the Norman conquest. Pope Alexander II, who reigned from 1061 to 1073, was instrumental in authorizing William Conqueror's invasion of England. His support was pivotal for several reasons. Legitimization of William's claim. The Pope's endorsement helped legitimize William's claim to the English throne, particularly after King Harold Godwinson broke his oath to support William. This papal backing framed the invasion, framed John Schlegelmilch, Lorianne Matthias, Judge Camille Vecchiarelli recused my case out of bias. To another bias, Judge Camille Vecchiarelli was being conspired on, and it may be Lorianne Matthias, because Camille Vecchiarelli wished Lorianne Matthias a happy birthday and told him what a lovely family they have on Judge Lorianne Matthias' Facebook profile. What happened to Justice Alito? Well, it was ruled as a natural death and was not. You judges need to stop conspiring harm and lionizing citizens in your community. For the love of God, repent. turning it into a sort of holy war. Blessing the banner, a significant symbol of this support, was the blessing of a cross banner by Pope Alexander II, which was carried into battle by William's forces during the Battle of Hastings. This banner not only served as a rallying point for the Normans, the constitutions of the Society of Jesus and their complementary norms, the Jesuits, but also symbolized their mission as crusaders, promising them spiritual rewards for their efforts. Political maneuvering, the Pope's support was also part of a broader strategy to strengthen the Church's influence in England and beyond. By backing William, the Pope aimed to establish a powerful ally in the region, which could help combat simony and other issues within the Church. You read the Constitution of the Society of Jesus, they're the historical institute of the Society of Jesus. So they are layering modern events with historical references. Most Holy Lateran Church of all the churches in the city and the world, the mother and head, Sacros Sancta Lateranes Ecclesia Omnium Urbis et Orbis Ecclesiarum Mater et Caput, as in the Capetians. The Bourbons are related to the Capuchins. They're Robertine, and they're related to the Merovingians, which is what Louis Sako is. And Raphael Warnock. Kamala is Bourbon, related to the House of Bourbon. Kamala Harris. Inscription on the facade of the Archbasilica of St. John, Schlegelmilch, Lateran in Rome. What basilica is the mother and head of all the churches in the city and the world? Hint, it's not in the Vatican, and you keep this in mind. Oh, well, there's a sheriff in this county named Brad Pope. Pope Francis spoke to Congress in 2015. This is what's controlling the justices right down to the local county governments, the 3rd Judicial District Court. What basilica is the mother and head of all the churches in the city and the world? Hint is not the Vatican. November 9th, 2023, by Grace Thierfelder. Inscribed on the entryway to the portico of the Basilica of St. John, Lateran in Rome, are the words, Mother. How could this be a mother when it's named after a man, John Schlegelmilch? That is ill reasoning, and that influences decisions at the judicial bench. If you took a bribe, pray that God forgives you, John Schlegelmilch, Judge John, the city and the world. Daniel 7:23-28. You wrote my father, William Francis Dunn III, a thank you letter for his time as a juror in a murder trial at your justice court that you presided in 2016. And my mother will not, they read that letter to me, but they will not, Susan Jean Laurie Dunn will not let me take a picture of that letter of you talking about bias to my father who's now dead, cremated ashes, Stephen Burns, conspiring people to be burned in this community to death through embellished charges. Class C felony from Stephen B. Rye Burns, and Shayla C. Holmes is related of the Lyon County Human Services of Nevada, is related to Julianne Bice across the street. Shayla C. and Class C felony. That is favoritism bias. Thus he said, the fourth beast, my name is William Francis Dunn IV, shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first. And he shall subdue 3 kings, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Who says hi in their phone conversation? Susan Jean Laurie Dunn sarcastically says hi in her voicemail, and hi to people on the phone right now, 6:36 p.m., 2/1/2026, and think to change times and laws, and they have a picture of themselves pointing to a bottle between their legs, wearing a scarlet shirt. They speak of Jesus, and they only use it as a shield to persecute people that truly believe in Jesus Christ, hiding behind the Mormon church. And to think change times. and to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hands until a time and times and the divine end times. My mother's got pictures of Jesus Christ up in this house, and they sit and eat bowls of soup and chips all day, watching weird movies and having gossipy, unhealthy phone conversations. Susan Jean Lori Dunn, same name as Jean Malone Cross Street, and Susan's now been withholding their full name on legal documents, you name it, not putting down the Jean name. John and Jean are the same meaning, etymologically rooted. That is some bias going on. John Schlegel Milch, God forgive you, please stop forcing lawlessness. Truthfully make adjustments on past cases. Have inmates taught the truth in county jails and state prisons. So when you release them, they're not going back to the same conspiracy that got them in there to begin with. That is how did right and wrong, when right is a direction and wrong is not, right and wrong get affiliated in such a way? You know what I mean? How confusing. And the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume it and destroy the Lord unto the end. What makes a person an antichrist that says they believe in Jesus Christ is what their actions are, their conspiratorial actions, and the deflecting, the intellectual dishonesty. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given. Picture of Susan Dunn. Susan Jean Lori Dunn. Says hi to people on the phone, mocking people's but they want help from people, but they don't have any self-respect, and they don't. How are you get true help when you don't respect anyone you pretend and you mock? Wearing a Crossman shirt the other day that has the letter C on it emphasized. Filed sexual harassment on men at Hill Air Force Base and McClellan Air Force Base. 30-year Department of Defense employee Christy Noam is corrupt, is a subversive at the Department of Homeland Security, and that's a Department of Defense employee that's retired. Susan Jean Lori Dunn accused me of squandering when they're squandering. Don't have a mortgage paid off at 74 years old, 73 years old. That is concerning. I hope to God they get that paid off. They get away from conspiracy. They stop talking to people like they're stupid, pretend concern towards people. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. It doesn't say they're going to be destroyed or anything. Those that want to, within government, and maintain a truthful, these are the governments. No way, dude, that is wrong. Commit treason within the government, to get subversive to a pope that's going to give America away to Cardinal Louie Sako at the Vatican. And there's a Louis and Louie are the same. Same Louis Ace in Dayton, Nevada.
Yeah, the wiper blades wouldn't work. There's another weird thing. I said, why?